Kain tayo ng lugaw. Sa katanghaliang tapat. Lakan na itlog. Hindi ko sure if now is the right time para pag-usapan or i-share ko sa inyo. Yun ang nangyari last year. I actually don't know. Wala siyang masyadong lasa. Bawal muna ako maalat, maasim, maanghang. Kasi sakit ng tiyan ko. So, yun, hindi ko alam kung mag-sit down vlog ba ako ng maayos. Okay na ba yung gantong setup? Talaga alam. But of course, I wanted to share it for awareness. I just don't know if I can relive all of that all over again. Ooh, look. Ang ganda. Okay, yeah. I think let's share, or I'm gonna share na lang. So, as you can see on the title of this video, I was diagnosed with cancer last year. So, that's the main reason kung bakit wala akong masyadong vlogs, videos na ginawa last year. And that's because of that. I know this video is gonna be a very, very, very long and very detailed video, but I hope you guys would bear with me because I really wanted to share. I really wanted to share this. Nagadalawang isip pa rin ako, but I really wanted to share this just in case someone out there or someone you know is also experiencing the same, na makatulong ako sa kanila or sa kanya kahit papaano. So, having that kind of, I don't know what to call it, a disease, an illness, sobrang hirap niya. Not just for me, but also for the people around me. So, let's just backtrack. What happened, what's my symptoms, and the final diagnosis. Pasensya na kung ganito na yung itsura ko, hindi na ako mag-aayos. This is just gonna be very raw and very real. So, kailan ba? I don't know where to start. Cause, yeah, thinking about it, kailangan ko ulit i-relive yung moments, but katulad nga ng sinabi ko, I also wanted to share this to raise awareness, and kung sakaling may mga kagaya ko rin na nakaka-experience or nakakaramdam ng ganitong symptoms, is for you guys to take action and to do check-ups to check with your doctors. So when I joined the organization that I'm in right now, I was in a good shape. Hindi ako ganito ka-chubby, but hindi rin ako ganun kapayat. But then, nagko-commute kasi ako from house to work and then work to house. So, literal na commute sakay ng jeep, tricycle, carousel, jeep, as in ganon. And then, napansin ko, parang around 6 months, joining the organization, pumapayat ako. So, akala ko talaga nung una is because araw-araw akong naglalakad. Like, 5 days out of 7 days a week, naglalakad ako. Well, not totally from house to work, no? Pero medyo malayo-layo yung aking mga nilalakad. And, syempre, diba, sinasabi nila, kapag nag-walk ka everyday, talagang babagsak or papayat ka. So, inisip ko, yun ang main reason, kaya ako pumapayat. But then, at around December of 2023, napapansin ko, laging masakit yung legs ko. Nangangalay siya. And of course, ang unang iniisip ko na reason is because naglalakad ako everyday. So, syempre, pag naglalakad tayo, ang lakad ko siguro is around 30 minutes. Kung papunta, 30 minutes, pa uwi, 30 minutes. So, that's around an hour in total in a day. Hindi naman ganun ka layo, pero kahit pa paano, mangangalay at mangangalay pa rin yung legs mo. So, ang inisip ko talaga na first reason is yung pangangalay ng aking legs is because of paglalakad. And then, sorry if this is already FYI, but I have vaginal itching. And then, yung vaginal itching ko, nag-start rin siya around that time. And then, another thing was, naalala nung ka-workmate ko, ka-office mate ko, na one time, siguro around early 2024, siguro around January, nagrereklamo ako na masakit yung balakang ko. And then, I think parang nagka-period na ako that time. So, hindi ko sure bakit. Pero nawala sa isip ko yung ganong klaseng symptoms or ang tawag doon, yung pag-iinda ko about doon. So, akala ko wala lang siya. And then, ang period ko kasi is around end of the month. So, around 23, papuntang 27, 28, ganyan yung mga period ko na. Nung February, nagkaroon ako ng spotting around February 13 to 15. Hindi naman siya full-on period or menstruation. May mga dugo-dugo lang talaga siya. And medyo nag-worry na ako kasi hindi siya usual or normal sa akin given nakakatapos lang ng period ko for the month of January. So parang kung kakatapos lang ng period ko last week ng January, 2 weeks pa lang, bakit ako nagsa-spotting? So yun. So after that, sinabi ko siya sa mama ko, sabi ko parang ang weird kasi kakatapos na ng period ko around the end ng January and then may spotting ako ng February 13 to 15. So, sabi niya sa akin, magpa-check up na lang ako sa office. So, nagpa-check up ako sa office. Binigyan nila ako ng parang cream for my vaginal itching. And then, ultrasound. So, ang ginawa sa akin is TRS or transrectal ultrasound. And then, during ultrasound, syempre kinakabahan ako, no? Hindi naman siguro... I mean, feeling ko naman, yung mga doctors, they just wanted to make sure and to check kung ano talaga yung nagkukos, kung ba't ako nag-bleed or nagbi-bleed. Kaya, yun. So, during that time, I'm always wearing pads. Hindi na, ang tawag doon? Ano yung tawag doon sa isa? Panty liner yung gamit ko. Pads na talaga siya because may discharge and minsan may blood siyang kasama. And hindi na rin maganda yung amoy nung discharge na lumalabas sa akin. So, yun na nga. During ultrasound, ako lang, hindi mo na ako nagpasama kay mama. Kasi syempre, diba, kapag gaganon, parang gusto mo meron kang support system. Pero yeah, during that time, nilakasan ko na lang yung loob ko and ako na lang yung nagpagawa ng ultrasound all alone. So, yun, nagpa-schedule ako, and dumating na yung day ng ultrasound. So, pinatanggal sa akin yung underwear, and then, ipapasok na sa'yo yung okay, not really instrument, pero para siyang mahaba. Tapos, lalagyan siya ng, sorry for the term, condom, para mas mag-slide, and mas mabilis siya pumasok doon sa papasukan niya. And then, yan, pagpasok ng di ko kasi alam kung consultant, resident, I really don't know the doctor. Pero yun, nung pinasok na nung doktor sa puwet ko, yung pan-check for the ultrasound, hindi siya nagsasalita at all. She's very quiet. Syempre, babae yung doctor ko, no? Yung doctor niya nag-ultrasound sa akin. And then, yun nga, very quiet lang siya. And then, nakikita ko, kasi dalawa yung screen niya. Screen dito. So, dito ako nakahiga. So, ito nakahiga ako. May screen dito. And then, may screen din sa harap ko. So, yung screen sa harap ko, para siyang TV. So, nakikita ko doon, same yung nakikita namin sa screen. So, doon sa screen niya, sa screen ko, nakikita ko na meron siyang mga sinusukat. Hindi ako familiar kung ano yun. Kung ano yung mga sinusukat niya na yun. But I think it's mga bukol mass or tumor or whatever you wanna call it. So, habang inu-ultrasound niya pa ako, it's very uncomfortable. I think it's just my second time to do transrectal ultrasound. It's very uncomfortable, and then medyo inaangat niya. Well, not gonna go deep into that, but nakakangilo siya every time I think about it. Pero yun, may sinusukat siya, and then I remember na tinanong ko sa kanya if meron siyang nakita. Hindi siya makasagot kasi I think hindi sila pwedeng magsabi basta-basta na yes, meron kami nakita. Ako syempre mag-worry agad yung patient, no. But ayun, nag-bell siya. So nagtawag siya ng another doctor to check. And then nagtanong din ako sa doctor na yun kung meron nakita, and sinabi nila meron. And then for my eyes only, kung nakikita ko yung ginagawa nilang pagsusukat, all I can say is malaki siya. But I don't know kung saang parte. And then, after that ultrasound, after a few days, bumalik ulit ako dun sa doctor namin sa office. And then, of course, nakita niya na at nalaman niya na yung result. So, she advised me to visit an OB-GYN so that siya yung makakapag-explain sa akin further. Kasi syempre, yung nag-check sa akin or nag-check sa amin sa office is mga general physician. So, hindi talaga sila yung tawag nito, professional when it comes to the female reproductive organ. Syempre, kapag mga OB-GYN, yun talaga yung pinaka, ano tawag nito? Parang specific. Hindi ko alam, na wala isip ko. Basta gets nyo na yun, guys. So then, binigyan nila ako ng recommendation dito sa OB-GYN na ito to check. And, ayun, nagpa-schedule ako. And during that time, sobrang lakas na talaga ng flow ng blood sa akin. Like, parang never nang nag-stop yung period ko, ganun na siya. So, this OB-GYN tried to do internal exam. But then, sorry if this might gross you out, but I really need to say this because this is what really happened, no? So, sinabi niya sa akin to stay calm kasi nga it's my first time na i-IE. But then, nung pag-open na ng speculum, what they used was the smallest speculum that they have because, yeah. So, yon, smallest speculum. But when she tried to open the private part, talagang nag-gush out na yung water, yung blood, hindi water, blood. So, sabi niya sa akin that I think she can slightly, what do you call this? Parang she can't see when she opened the speculum, but she can touch it. And then, na-mention niya sa akin na medyo malaki. So, she advised me to have a biopsy to check further. To check further yung mass or yung tumor na nakita doon sa reproductive organ. Okay, so now, nito na tayo sa part ng biopsy. So, nung nagpa-biopsy ako, nag-leave ako sa office. Cause hindi ko alam kung may masakit ba sa akin after that, manghihina ba ako or what. Wala akong ka-idea. So, nag-leave ako, nagpasama ako kay mama, nakaschedule na ako. That OB-GYN is very, 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 very nice. Talagang sobrang kalmado siya. Kinakausap niya ako during that time na binabiopsy. All the nurses are very, very nice. Kasi kapag ibabiopsy ka, wala siyang anesthesia at all. It doesn't hurt, but it's very uncomfortable. So, ang gagawin kayo sa biopsy is parang magkakayod sila ng part of the tumor para ipadala sa pathology to check if it's a malignant or benign type of mass. So, after my biopsy, binigyan ako ng doctor ng gamot para mag-stop yung bleeding. Kasi kung hindi talaga, as in, grabe talaga yung pagbe-bleed niya. And thankfully, nung ininom ko naman yung gamot na yun, nag-stop naman yung pagbe-bleed ko. So, I'm very thankful for that. So, sorry, hindi ko nasabi that the timeline of this is around, well, sabi ko pala na, after February 15, nung nag-spotting ako. So, here comes the worst day. Here comes the worst day of my life. So, March 19, 2024. I can still remember that date very clearly in my mind. Hindi ko lang maalala nung araw siya. Hindi ko sure if it's a Monday or a Tuesday. Wait, let me check. I just saw it. So, it's a Tuesday. I don't know how long was it. Pero, I remember lang pala. Together with my biopsy, CBC or blood check din ako. Blood check. Basta CBC din ako. And then, biopsy din ako. So, yun. Sorry, baka lang, nakalimutan ko kasi. So, yun. So, it's a Tuesday, March 19, 2024. Nasa office ako noon, working. And then, suddenly, I got a call from the manager of our clinic, which is a nurse as well, telling me that I need to go sa clinic because nandun na yung resulta ng aking CBC. Yun muna yung sinabi nila sa akin. So at first, I was very confused kasi parang, wait. Okay guys, nagmi-mix na siya. Sorry for that. Kasi, sa totoo lang, I'm trying to not remember it, but that's not life. So, yun. Di ba nagpa-biopsy ako? Sa office kasi namin, you can see the result of your laboratories na pinapagawa. Because I work in a hospital, no? So, makikita mo online yung result. And then, I don't know how long did it take for the result of my biopsy to came back. But then, parang over the weekend, so siguro around March 16, 17, that's Saturday and Sunday, chinek ko siya. And then, I saw the result. And then, I searched the result on Google, so I know what it means. So, yun na nga. Sinearch ko siya sa Google. Akala ko wala lang siya, but then, when I realized that it was cancer, I broke down. And during that day, wala parents ko dito kasi may pinuntahan sila. So what I did was, I called my cousin who's living in America to update her of the result of my biopsy. We're closely communicating and updating each other because she wanted to know what's happening or kung ano yung result. And then, yeah, we talk. And then, yeah, that's when I knew that it was cancer. So, again, balik tayo, no? Nung tumawag sa akin yung head nurse, manager doon ng clinic namin that they wanted to explain to me the result of my CBC. But then, I already have a feeling na sasabihin nila sa akin yun. But you know what? Nung nasa bahay ako, knowing that the result was positive, talagang nag-breakdown ako ng todo-todo. But then, parang, alam mo, parang, okay, sige, it doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel right. So, yun. So, sorry, dami kong so. Okay, so now, umakit na ako sa clinic. I'm all alone. Actually, before ako pumasok, doon sa doctor's office, nakita ko ng doctor, and then, she asked me, I actually forgot kung yung doctor ang yan nagtanong or yung manager, if I'm all alone. Sabi ko, yes. And then, pinaupo nila ako. And then, the doctor told me that it's cancer. And that's when I broke down. Yung broke down ko sa bahay, parang hindi pa siya ganun. Nung nandun ako kasi ako ng doctor, talagang for the iyak ng todo ang person. Because it really is different. Kapag doctor yung nagsabi sa'yo, parang ano lang talaga siya, parang it's a slap in my face na kung ano yung result nung weekend, even though it's the same one, iba kapag the medical professional na yung nagsabi sa'yo. So, after that, talagang iyak lang ako ng iyak doon. You know, what's the first question that I ask? And I know, this might trigger some. And I'm really sorry, but during that time, I'm just really expecting for the worst. But the first question that I asked was, ano yung percentage ng death rate? And during that time, because I'm all alone, hindi ko alam paano ko sasabihin sa parents ko. Because over the weekend, I have a feeling, sinabi ko yun kay mama, pero sabi sa akin ni mama is, not to think about it too much unless, yun nga, doktor na talaga yung magsabi sa'yo. Siguro, she's just, you know, in denial during that time. And ayaw niyang maging worse palalo yung na-experience ko. But yeah, it's so hard to receive that kind of news. And you are all alone. So, sobrang hirap. But then, they called my manager to let her know. And then, binigyan nila ako ng off the next day. They asked me to take a leave. And then, meron rin akong sinagutan na questionnaire so that I can talk to a psychologist to express my feelings, to let her know, yun nga, yung mga takot ko, ganyan. And it was really, 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 really helpful. So, the diagnosis was cervical cancer, stage 2B. Yeah, so, I don't know. Nalaman ko yung stage kasi a few days, diba, that's a Tuesday, Wednesday, naka-leave ako. And then, thankfully, by Friday, nahanapan nila ako ng doctor, OB, gynecologist, oncologist siya, who's going to look out for me, to help me. So, yun. So, bali dalawa. Isang radiation oncologist and isang gynecologist yung sa akin. So, dalawa sila. So, team silang dalawa of doctors. Unfortunately, I don't have a picture with them yet, but maybe next time, pag nagpa-check up ako, I'll ask them if it's okay na mag-picture kami because I really, really owe them everything. I owe them my life. I owe them everything. So, yon, nung Friday, nagpunta kami dun sa doctor. We waited for some time. Kasama ko parents ko and sister ko because I really, really, really need a support system. And also, I forgot to mention pala yung manager ko right after niya ako puntahan sa clinic. We went to the chapel. I just cried there because wala akong ibang maisip na pwedeng pag-iyakan kundi doon lang. And yun, I'm very happy na naisip ng manager ko to bring me there because it really helps me a lot. Punta rin doon yung associate director namin, yung dalawang associate director namin nagpunta rin doon to, you know, give their support and to let me know that they're all gonna support me and be with me all throughout. So, yun na nga, balik tayo dun sa check-up ko dun sa gynecologist, oncologist. So, anong nangyari dun is, inai niya ako. Need niya kasi ma-check. So, yun. Sinabi niya sa akin that the mass in my cervix is malaki. So, it's 7 cm. Diba, ang head ng baby kapag lumalabas sa mother is 10. So, mine is 7. So, medyo malaki na. And then, ayun, dun niya sinabi that my cervical cancer is at stage 2B. And then, nilayout niya sa akin yung mga possible treatment. But prior to that, I need to undergo different laboratories for him to check if I'm good to go or not. So, yung naging plan, sorry, sakit na ng legs ko kakaupo. So, yung naging plan was I'm going to have 25 days of radiation, 6 session of chemo, and 4 session of brachytherapy. So, isa-isahin natin yan. So, yung radiation and yung chemo, this is the usual, what do you call this, treatment for cancer patients. Pero yung brachytherapy, hindi lahat ng cancer is nagba-brachytherapy. May iilan lang. Ang alam ko is prostate, cervical cancer. Yun. Sorry, hindi ako masyadong maalam sa iba. But yeah, yun yung alam ko na dalawa. So, parang mga 1 month pa, or almost a month, 3 weeks before ako nakapag-start, doon sa aking treatment. So, ang kailangan kong pagsabayin is the radiation and then the chemotherapy. And then kapag tapos na ako sa dalawa, the last part of treatment is going to be brachytherapy. So, sa radiation, talagang grabe yung experience ko. Wala akong, parang isang clip lang yata yung meron ako. It's the first day. I'm gonna insert here later, pero isa lang yung meron ako nun kasi nga almost every day, and yun talaga yung super nakaka-drain ng todo-todo kasi talagang matutuyot ka. Pero prior to the radiation itself, ayun nga, kinausap din ako ng mga resident doctors and ng aking radiation oncologists about what's gonna happen doon sa radiation ko, chemo radiation. So, ang first step is to do parang CT simulation, para siyang CT scan, pero for this one, they need to see or to check kung saan mismo tatama yung radiation, yung laser, doon sa cervix ko. Kasi hindi siya pwedeng basta-basta lang tamaan, alam mo yun. And also pala, for this guys, this is very, very crucial, and you guys really, really need to think about it. Especially kapag yun, cervical, because you can't have a baby anymore. Okay? Natatamaan yung mga egg cell, talagang nasunog na siya, everything. I'm very much aware of that when I started my treatment. And I still did go for it because gusto ko pang mabuhay. So yun, so I have meron akong dot here. Para siyang tattoo, pero dot lang. Here, and then, dito rin sa kabilang side ng balakang ko. So, parang yung laser is pag ganito siya, and then pag ganun sa taas. Para nakafocus siya kung saan yung i-focus niya ng radiation. So, yun yung ginawa for CT simulation before ako nag-start ng treatment. So, bali pala guys, as mentioned, the radiation and the chemo, magkasabay sila. Pero ang chemo ko kasi is once a week lang. Pero yung radiation ko is every day for 25 days. So, nung first, ang mangyari kasi, kailangan mauuna yung chemo ko bago yung radiation. So, on my first ever day of chemotherapy, I had chemotherapy in the morning, and then afternoon, tsaka ako nag-radiation. And then, radiation, over the weekend pahinga kasi close yung radiation department. Then Monday to Friday radiation, and then every Friday or Thursday of the week ako nagkikimo. So now I'm just gonna show you the clips that I did film during my chemotherapy session. Hindi na ako nag-vlog nung radiation kasi talagang hinang-hina ang mima nyo. Talagang may mga hindi ko akalaing after a year I will be able to share it with you guys. But yeah, yung next clips, that's going to be my chemotherapy dito sa bahay, mga na-experience ko. Itong bed ko na to, talagang nakita niya lahat ng pinagdaanan ko last year. So yun yung aking ipapakita sa mga next minutes. Start na ng aking first session. Ito si Mama.
Akala ko nakahiga.
Hindi.
Hindi pala.
Ito ay tubig at asin. Pang hydration. Sodium chloride. So, 1 hour. Tapos after nun, yung gamot na talaga. For 1 hour ulit.
Ibig sabihin,
Ayan. So, ngayon, yung gamot na for chemo, yung ayan, yung black. Yung black yun siya. Andito pa rin. Tapos, kanina ako ay kumain ng orange at peras kasi medyo nagugutom ako. And ngayon ay medyo inaantok ako. Pero yun. Ma, tawa ka naman. Video yun. Kamay mo ah. Malamig. Tita to? Tita? Lambot ng upuan. Ang sarap. Ay. So today, ang aking second cycle ng radiation. Uminom na ako ng tubig kasi kailangan puno yung bladder ko. Pagka puno na yung bladder ko, magsasabi na ako sa kanila. Second session na ako. Ito ako makakain ng lunch kasi ang schedule ko ay 11 to 12. At si Mama, hindi masyadong malamig, hindi katulad ng nakaraan. Ito ay hydration pa lang. Mamaya pa yung gamot. So, 1 oras na hydration. And then, 1 oras ng gamot. Ito. Machado. And then, may chocolate. Tapos, may prutas. Kain! Hi guys, update lang. So, last Friday, kakatapos ko lang ng aking second cycle ng chemo. And, grabe, very worst yung experience ko. Buong weekend, wala akong ginawa kundi mahiga, matulog. Sobrang sama ng pakiramdam ko. And pangit na yung lasa sa akin ng tubig. Pero wala akong choice. Kailangan tiisin. So, today is my pang 9th na radiation. 25 kasi yun all over. So, may 17 pa, including today. Grabe. Sobrang hirap magkasakit. Yung una kong cycle ng chemo, grabe din. Pero mas iba yung second. Medyo I feel at times, pero update lang kasi hindi na ako nakakapag-update eh. Yun lang. Sobrang pudla naman ni girl. Ay, sorry. Kakain muna si mama. Halfway there. Ginutom na yung kasama natin. Hi guys, update lang. Today is May 19. Hindi na ako nakapag-video nung 17 Friday. Kasi nung Friday, I just had my 5th session ng chemotherapy. So, last session ko na next Friday, May 24, for my 6th and last session. Tapos for my radiation naman, last 3 days na lang. So, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thank you, Lord, matatapos na. Pero after that, sa May 29, mag-start na ako ng brachytherapy. So, yun yung last na gagawin sa akin. Kasi tatlo yung gagawin ni chemotherapy, radiation, tsaka yung brachytherapy. So, yun. Hindi na ako nakapag-video every radiation. Kasi everyday naman yun. Tapos mabilis lang naman kami sa hospital. And then, ayun nga. Medyo nasusuka-suka ako. I think yun yung effect ng chemotherapy sa akin. Pero yun. Ang laki na din ng mukha ko, no. Medyo parang siopaw. Sorry. Pero yun, update lang. Buti po may resident na. Last naman na po eh. Kaya nga po eh. Maaga nga po si Doc kanina eh. Pagdating natin ng 8. Nandun na siya. Buti na lang. Sila po yung nag-ano? Okay po. Taga-request. Opo. Po. Brachytherapy na ako next week. Once a week lang naman daw for 4 weeks. Oo nga po, ng radiation, nakakatuyo. Medyo po. Manipis po kasi yung jacket ko ngayon. Oo, mamaya na. Nilabahan kasi yung isang jacket eh. Dami yung ginagawa, parito po kayo eh. Tuloy-tuloy na. Oo po. Opo. Hindi kayo nag-ano? Overtime. Wala po. Paano po yung lunch nyo? Ayun lang. Mawawala din. Sana yan na lang.
Patagalin pala palipasan ng buhay. Sabi ka na kapag bakante ka ng 11. Mga ongoing niya patient.
Oo. Kahit paano, pwedeng mag-ano. Correct.
Pero pag yung nandiyan, hindi ko yun. Huwag lang kapalitan. Magkamitan lang. Kaya masasawa ka sa... Masok ako.
Okay po.
Nagpasado na yun.
Parang ang lalim po ngayon, di ba? Ang lalim.
Kaya pagod na
Mahirap pala yung sa ugat ngayon.
Hindi kasi nakita ko sa'yo, katulad sa akin.
Hindi kasi ganun daw yun.
Mas maganda yung ganun.
Ganun daw kasi yun eh.
Ano ba yung parang ano? Sa...
Nominal.
Yung sabi sa'yo na parabol na yun.
Kaya nga eh. Hindi naman masakit. Doon lang, pagtusok lang.
Mas malalim mas masakit.
Oo. Kasi parang ang tagal.
O diba, ang tagal.
Correct ko nga po eh.
Ilan ba yung ilalagay sa'yo?
Ano lang muna yan? Hydration muna for 1 hour. Tapos yung gamot for another hour. Opo, yung older sister ko po. Kaya si mama sa baba muna. Kain muna siya sa labas.
Hindi available ka. Rescue mo yun ako siya. Galing din akong pasok din. Sa ano lang ako. Sa Miguel. Kaya malapit lang din. Mag-celebrate na si ma'am.
Hopefully.
Di ba parang ano siya? Ilang days pa magdalas yung pakiramdam nila din.
Depende Depende sa patient.
Pero usually ang pinakamaaga. Kasi since may treatment pa rin naman siya, baka hindi pa rin.
Mawala.
Yung walang parang monitor na. Kasi baka yung effect po nito, tapos na. Kaya since may bracket pa siya, baka naman yung cost. Pero usually kasi yung parang, iba naman siya.
Walang wala lang, kaya nga po eh.
Tidak po.
Okay.
Kumain na kayo ma'am.
Kakain pa lang po, maya-maya. Aga pa. Kaya nga po, hinihintay ko rin po. Sabi ko, shucks, ako may magapon naman sana, wag naman. Oo, last na. Last time, oras na rin po kayo eh. At lalo sa baba. Nabot yata silang 6 sa akin kakahintay dun eh. Opo. Buti nga po, hinahintay ako eh.
Nag-intay naman sila kapag alam namin.
Okay po.
Kaya minsan tao sila ng tao.
Kung ano nang ano. Sige, hintay na kami.
Ano po, ano po lang.
May coordination naman po pala.
Sige naman ako.
Opo, yun nga po eh. Thank you po. Okay po. Okay.
Nakakabalik ka na ba sa work?
Hindi pa po eh. Tatapusin ko po yung ano, yung sa Braki. Opo. Thank you po. Kain. Wait lang, iangat mo nga itong ano ko pa ako. Dito sa gilid. Hi guys. So, kasama ko ngayon si ate.
Nag-video ka ba?
Last day na lang. Chemo. Medyo malalim siya.
Wala na yan sa susunod. Nakapagsunod.
Yan.
Itatanong nga si ate mo eh.
Lamig eh. Mama.
Yan sa ate. Ay.
Lamig. Kakagising ko lang. Na oras na. 12:30. Mga past 6 ako pinasok dito.
Pero kumpisa daw talaga 7.
Hi po. Tapos na ako. Wala na. Ate. Last day na. At hindi na makakaulit dito. Say it's done. So, yun. During pala may radiation, kailangan uminom ako ng napakaraming water, and during that time, hindi ko talaga matake yung lasa ng tubig. Talagang masuka-suka ako, but I don't have any choice because I really need to drink water dahil talagang natutuyot, naghihina ako. And naka-leave pala ako guys for 2.5 months, 3 months, from April to July. Naka-sick leave lang ako, and thankfully, okay naman, at very supportive naman yung mga kasama ko sa office. So yun, talagang naipahinga ko siya ng sobra-sobra. Also, during my radiation pala, they advised me to get a PWD card because yeah, I already have a disability. So, yun, malaking tulong rin siya kasi malaki rin yung nababawas niya sa amount kung magkano yung yung chemo, yung radiation, yung brachy, laboratories that I need to do, ganyan. And also, another thing, every week, kailangan akong kuhaan ng dugo because they need to check my creatinine. Kailangan yung creatinine level ko is just normal, not above and not below. Kasi kapag ganun, kailangan kong pumunta sa urologist to get clearance. And thankfully, thank you Lord, naging normal yung creatinine ko nung 6 weeks na nagkikimo ako. Sa radiation kasi walang problem, pero sa chemo, kailangan talaga siyang i-check. And ayun, thank you Lord na naging normal at maayos lagi yung resulta ng aking creatinine. Kung alam nyo lang weekly, yun ang pinakakinakabahan ko talagang mangyari or gawing laboratory kasi kinakabahan ako dun sa result, but thankfully okay siya. And also, I'm very happy na yung mga doctors ko, they really assured me na hindi ako mag-hair fall. Pero during that time, especially nung first day ko ng chemo, dun sa kabilang, not siya room parang kabilang, kabila lang. Doon may mga curtains kasi kami. Dun sa kabila, narinig ko yung doctor, pumasok siya. Tapos ina-explain niya, I don't know kung anong edad nung ina-explain na niyang may sakit. But then, parang, he mentioned that after 20 days, i-expect mo na, sabi niya na sa patient, i-expect mo na mag-hair fall ka. So, that's normal. It only means that the chemo is really working. So, na ako nun, parang sinet ko na sa mind ko na makakalbo ako, but it's very much okay as long as gumaling ako. Okay na sa akin. Then, during my consultation, prior to my treatments, sinabi na sa akin ng resident doctor na hindi ako mag-hair fall. Pero, syempre, hindi ako nag-rely doon sa sinasabi niya. Because, I don't know, parang hindi pa ako naniniwala. Because, parang during that time, wala pa akong kilala or alam na chemo or cancer patient na nagkikimo na hindi na lalagas yung hair. So, I was expecting, I was like, okay, sige po, okay po. But then, thankfully, in my 6 weeks of chemo, hindi ako nag-hair fall. Thank you so much, Lord God. But then, the consequence is that sobrang bigat talaga ng pakiramdam ko, especially yung ulo ko. Sobrang sakit. Okay, hindi siya masakit. But then, every time tumatayo ako, talagang hilong-hilo talaga ako. Like, pagligo, kailangan nakaupo. Hindi ako makatayo ng maayos. Talagang everyday, pinipilit ko talagang pumunta doon sa radiation kasi wala nga akong pahinga. So, gano'n siya. And then, ayun, ang nangyari pala doon, kapag sa radiation, sobrang aga naming umaalis ni mama dito sa bahay. Kahit 7 AM pa yung bukas nung mismong place, it's because first come first serve siya. So kung mauuna ka doon, mas mauuna kang maaasikaso. Marami akong mga nakilala. Of course, we have different types of cancer. May mga bata, matanda, may mga kasing edad ko din. But yeah, for my case, I am not naman very young or too young to have this, but nandun ako sa middle. So, yun. And then, yun nga, after the 25 days of radiation and 6 session of chemotherapy, parang nagpahinga lang ako ng 1 week para kahit paano yung pakiramdam ko okay na siya. And then, after a week, ginawa na yung brachytherapy. So, for the brachytherapy, parang mas focus kasi merong mga ipapasok na equipment or tubo sa puwerta ko para makafocus yung radiation mismo doon sa mass na nasa cervix ko. So, 6 sessions yon 4 sessions for once a week. So, nung pinaka very first brachytherapy ko, yung anesthesiologist, he asked me if I can do the brachytherapy ng half. Meaning, parang in the middle of the session, gigising ako or magigising ako at mawawala na yung anesthesia so that kapag ka pinull out yung mga tubo na nasa puwerta ko is I can handle it or baka kaya ko naman. But then the problem was parang nagko-contract ako or pinipigilan ko every time hinuhugot ni Doc yung mga equipment na nasa puwerta ko kasi parang nangingilo ako. Also, another thing na makukuha ko from that is sobrang sakit. Sobrang sakit ng pagwiwi ko. Nung first time ko na ginawa yung brachy, hindi ako aware of that. Ang aware lang ako would be, pwede ako mag-spotting. But then yung, ko alam nila yung sobrang sakit ng ihi ko. Para siyang may sharp pain every time I pee. So, nung first time kapag uwi ka ng bahay, umihi ako talagang kumukuha ako ng bimpo to bite kasi sobrang sakit. So ano yun, parang ano siya, after 12 hours ganun siya, and then after a while mawawala din naman, but that's the worst pain ever talaga. So thankfully, nung pagka next session ko ng brachytherapy, it's a different anesthesiologist, but of course in the same team. So I asked her if it's okay to do the general anesthesia. So, nagpa-GA na ako kasi talagang hindi ko talaga kaya. So, yun. Thankfully, nung ginawa yung general anesthesia sa akin talaga, sobrang chef's kiss. Kasi didn't feel anything. Nagising na lang ako dun sa recovery room. And nandun si mama kasi kailangan may magbabantay. So, yun. Ganun yung ginagawa. And, same pag-uwi. Medyo may sharp pain every time I pee, but that's just for a few hours, 12 hours max. Then after that, okay na. So after my 4 weeks, after my 4 weeks session, or 4 sessions of brachytherapy in a span of 4 weeks, nagpahinga muna ako ng 2 weeks bago ako bumalik sa office. Then, ayun, nag-insert ako ng picture. Kung ano yung pa-welcome back nila sa akin sa office. And then, yeah, so right now, I'm doing every 3 months follow-up check-up with my 2 doctors. So, last month, June pa din ngayon. Sorry, so just this month, sa totoo lang kasi guys, hindi ko alam kung kailan ko to i-upload or kung i-upload ko pa siya or what. Basta June 2025, natapos na ako for my 9th month check-up with my doctor. Hindi pa ako nakakabalik na sa radiation oncology. Of course, kailangan ko pa rin kitain yung doctor ko doon. But ang pinuntahan ko is my gynecologist, oncologist. Gyne-onco na lang, no? So, yun. And, thankfully, all is clear for now. But, every 3 months or every follow-up check-up ako sa kanya, we do pap smear. And, lagi niyang chine-check or nag-a-IE siya to make sure that everything is good and everything's great. So, yeah. We're all good and we're hoping and I'm also praying na magtuloy-tuloy na yung 100% recovery. But of course, hindi ako pwedeng magpakakampante. I always need to look out for anything, everything, always check, always ask para mas okay. So, last March, before nitong June, nung March, nagpa-TRS or transrectal ultrasound ulit ako, and again, thankfully, the results are all good. The results are all clear. That's according to my doctor. Hindi lang naman ako yung nagsabi nun, no? Kasi bago ako pumunta sa kanya, kailangan nakapagpa-TRS na ako or ultrasound para mabasa or makita niya yung result. And thankfully, when I heard him say that I am negative, I am really happy. Thankful to God, I never ever thought that after a year, I'm still here. So I'm very emotional, especially nung birthday ko. I really wanted to do something special kasi kung
Hindi niyo makikita yun, but sige, I'll insert na lang a video here of what happened during my birthday last year. It was very simple. Dito lang kami sa bahay. Dahil during that time, nagka-infection pala kasi ako during brachytherapy. That's on my third session. Nakita nila yung infection na nangyari during my second session. Hindi ko nasabi. So, I'm on antibiotic that time. So, talagang si Mima mo ay hilo-hilo, suka-suka. So, yun.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Please, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
Wish ko sana gumaling ka na.
Di magaling ka.
Masya, dapat pang may-wish. Ba't ikaw?
Pwede rin, siyempre.
Yay! Yan.
Happy birthday, sis. O, yampas mo na sa mukha
Happy
naman.
birthday.
So, forgot to mention, sorry ha kung nagmi-mix-mix kasi talagang I'm trying my best to remember everything. Pero, nung nagkikimo ako, all I can feel is I'm very nauseous. Talagang ayoko nung pakiramdam na sobrang busog ako. Kasi every time I eat, parang may urge ako to vomit everything. Kasi kung hindi, talagang masama yung pakiramdam ko. And I'm really sorry to mama kung ngayon yan lang ito malalaman. Pero last year talaga, naiyak ako. Kasi last year, every time kumakain ako, pagbababa si mama talagang sinusuka ko siya. Kasi sobrang bigat sa isip, sa ulo. Parang talagang pagkabusog ako talagang, I really can't. Kaya okay. Basta sinusuka ko siya. And it's not good. Kasi nalalabas ko yung nutrients na dapat nandoon. And it's very hard for me to swallow medicine. Kasi sobrang laki niya. And parang automatic yung throat ko niluluwa siya. So yeah. That was my experience. And I'm still going through it. I'm just hoping and praying na in the next few months, years, mas maging maayos at maganda palalo ang resulta. So, if ever you are also experiencing this type of sakit, illness, disability, just know that you are not alone. And if you have questions, and if ayaw nyong magtanong dito sa comment section ng aking YouTube, you can feel free to DM me on my Instagram. So, kung ano yung name ko dito sa YouTube, yun din yung name ko sa Instagram. If you have questions, experiences, feel free to send me a message, and I will really try my best to help you and to let you know that you are not alone in this journey. So, yun lang. I'm gonna try my best to be back sa mga videos, paunti-unti. But of course, dahil nga sobrang pagod sa trabaho, hindi ko alam kailan ulit. But let's see. Thank you guys. I love you. And I'll see you on my next video.